All right, and we are live. Hello, everybody. I guess I shouldn't talk with that kind of like tone of voice, due to the subject matter of what this stream is going to be about. So yeah, probably gonna be a lot less jokes in this stream. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. But I will share the link to everybody on Twitter and Discord. I should make a Spirit Fan Discord. You know what? We'll probably have a nerd as a guest if she's awake right now. I don't know. Maybe I could ask Gaiden Paladin to be a guest on this stream. She's a good friend of the channel. She's great. She's great. Could be better at Dota 2, but she's a good friend of the channel. Jess, Kevin is a scam artist. Yes, Kevin is a scam artist. Okay, and Kevin still owes me those socks that she said she was going to give me if I bought her that new Hello Kitty Island adventure game, and she still hasn't given me her used socks yet, okay? Spent 9 hours playing Cookie Clicker without saying anything, yeah. Yeah. By the way, that gave me like 60 hours of watch time. All right, we have two people watching. Let's go. I don't know. People really want to sit there and watch a God of War. I had I had some guy from Bangladesh. He kept posting eggplant emojis. Kevin's really popular in at like the 2 a.m. YouTube market. All right. Before you came in the office, I requested the full and complete files related to Jeffrey Epstein. In response to this request, I've received approximately 200 pages of documents, which consisted primarily of flight logs, Epstein's list of contacts, and a list of victims' names and phone numbers. I recently requested with this full set of documents representative to only my request was repeatedly assured that the FBI that would receive full set of documents late yesterday. I learned from a source that the FBI field office in New York was in possession of thousands of pages of documents related to the investigation and the indictment of Epstein. Despite my related requests, the FBI never disclosed the existence of these files. When you and I spoke yesterday, you were just as surprised as I was to learn of this new information. By 8 o'clock a.m. tomorrow, February 28th, the FBI will deliver the full and complete Epstein files to my office, including all records, documents, audio and video recordings, and materials related to Jeffrey Epstein's and his clients, regardless of how much information was obtained. There will be no withholdings or limitations to mine or your actions. The Department of Justice will ensure that any public disclosure of these files will be done in a manner to protect the privacy of the victims in accordance with the law, as I have done with my entire career as a prosecutor. I am now directing you to conduct an immediate investigation into why my order to the FBI was not followed. You will deliver to me a comprehensive report of your findings and propose personal action within 14 days. I appreciate your immediate attention to this important matter. I know that we are both committed to the transparency for the American people, and I look forward to continuing to work with you to serve our president and our country. Sincerely, Pamela Bondi, Attorney General. Oh yeah, then it's flipped, so we gotta flip it. All right. I don't know what this is. I think this is an index. God damn. It's like 200 pages, so buckle up, kiddos. Buckle up. Oh, wow, it's all handwritten. I think that's like Del Coleman, Nestle M.R. Murrin. They've got the flight numbers. I don't know how to read flight logs. That's interesting. To CPS. I don't know if that's Child Protective Services or if it's something that just happens to have the same initials. Let's see, we got Jeffrey. Oh, here's some more legible stuff. They decided to stop writing in pencil. Okay, so you got a lot of Jeffrey Epstein, Jeffrey Mark, Jeffrey Aba Mark. Oh, it's Jeffrey and Mark. So we don't know who Mark is, but he seems to have like multiple people in his flight logs. Oh wow, some of this is illegible. Jeffrey Harry Harvard, just in brackets Harvard. So somebody from Harvard, like a representative from Harvard, apparently is on these Jeffrey Epstein flight logs. And you know me, I don't like Harvard. I don't think it's a real school. Let's see, we got Jeffrey, Christine, Heather. I'm assuming that's Christine Maxwell. Jeffrey Epstein's like second in command. We've got above Jeffrey Ava. Ava's a name that shows up a lot. Oh, wow. Yeah, I can't read any of that. Jeffrey Ava, that's all I can really read. So I'm noticing there's a lot of repeat people. There's a lot of people who are who keep coming back for more. Either that or it's just logistical flights, like they're moving children or something. But I know he also he didn't just use his plane to like go back and forth between there and the island. Like he was going from like New York to Miami and whatnot. So I don't think all of these flights will are flights to his island. You would have to figure out what these to and froms are. Which I think a lot of these are like states, because I know like each city has like their own 3-letter code. So I was probably wrong about the whole CPS thing being Child Protective Services. You would have to know the codes better than me. I know when I used to live in Fairbanks, it used to be FAI for Fairbanks, Alaska. But I don't live there anymore. So if you guys try to dox me and you go to Fairbanks, Alaska to come and have some sensual time with Spirit, and just let you guys know that you're wrong and you wasted your time. And now you're horny and Spirit's not there. Tragedy befalls a lot of people, being horny with Spirit not there. Behold the Spidacy. Okay. There's one that's just got no passengers. Not even Jeffrey Epstein. Well, obviously Jeffrey Epstein's not the pilot, so he might have just been relocating the plane. Like some of these, you got to figure out what the 2 is to like which what is it? Arrival and departure location is the island itself. And then you would be able to figure out what traffic is going on between the islands. But you also probably have like some FBI agents who are using this to track where did children go from one place to another. This would be like a lot of deductive reasoning. Oh, this is 1992. Damn. Okay, so November, December. Yeah, these are old files. This guy's been keeping logs for a long ass time. That means Jeffrey Epstein has been doing this shit for like 30 years. So this isn't like a new thing that sprouted out. It's been a problem for like over a quarter century. But yeah, a lot of it's just more and more flight logs. I think once we get to more modern times, we're going to see more recognizable names in here. He does abbreviate a lot of the names, though, which is bad bookkeeping. Henry Roski. Total at the bottom of the page. Oh, here's where the real names show up. Maybe the previous years he was just like setting everything up. Like, oh yeah, like we're setting the construction crew and whatnot to build the little house, and we're getting the plumbing done. He does seem to only have a small amount of guests come to his island at once. So I'm thinking it's either a really exclusive thing, or he could just have them go, like, via boat. Oh, my headphones powered off because I've been sitting around for too long. I should plug those in so the battery doesn't die. I have a 200-hour battery on these headphones, by the way. Oh yeah, so you got the sold cross country. What is a sold cross country? Solo cross country. What does that mean? It's where you test your flying skills. So this guy was, I guess the guy was just taking the plane for a joyride. Or probably just like, if I were to like take the conspiracy hat off, like solo cross country probably just means like, oh yeah, we're doing some flight checks to make sure that the plane is okay in the air. Yeah, it doesn't seem to have any big names so far. We're gonna skip ahead. I thought this was going to have a lot more stuff in it, but it's just got a lot of names. I think this is just the flight logs too. We haven't gotten the. Ooh, wait. Oh, some names have been redacted. Interesting. Very interesting. Very thank you. So whoever this first black name is somebody that they were like, yeah, we can't release this name. Could be like the undercover agent that's like tracking Epstein. But if they've had an undercover agent tracking Epstein since 2003, then at what point are they just letting it happen? And the black bars seem to be the same, so I'm assuming this is the same person. Yep, and the name keeps popping up. So there's someone they're like, yeah, they're on these flights, but we can't let you know who they are. Very interesting. Oh, he started to really like Jeffrey Epstein in 2004. God damn, he was flying almost every other day. So whoever this first black name is like the first person, Epstein's first VIP. Oh, we got two names that are blacked out now. You can see the little bars in between them. Interesting. So, I think it's like around 2003, Epstein started getting like actual VIPs, and everything prior to that was like setting up stuff, because now they're blacking out names. So I'm thinking he wasn't active in like having customers up until like 2003. Beforehand, it looks like he was probably just setting up the operation, building the island, stealing the children, doing like plumbing and electrical and whatnot, because it takes a while to build a building, especially if you're trying to build a secret Epstein building on the Epstein Island. I heard Alec Baldwin was on this list. Donna Buddha. Jesus Christ. You could have picked a pilot with better penmanship. GM. Bill Murray? No. Oh, Bill Murphy. Holy shit. Bill Murphy's on the Epstein list. Known as Bill Murphy, is an Irish theater and screen actor, writer, and producer. He has appeared in such, Also, apparently it's an F is for Family kid. Did the kid from F is for Family. Why is he on the flight logs? Actually, there's a couple of famous Bill Murphys. It's probably the screenwriter, though. The one who wrote for, because he does a lot of Hollywood people. Damn. I like Vikings too. Rick Monair, instructor. Trying to find. Alex Nationally. Amatrus McCood. I so can't read these. The FBI probably knows it way better than me. They're like, yeah, we can identify that name. George Greveler. I have such a common name. If I wound up on these lists, like, they would be like, okay, there's like 1,000 other people with Spirit's name that this could also be. Like, my IRL name is... Let me just tell you this. When I was in the Army, my email ended with 132 because there was 132 other people in the Army who had the same first, last name, and middle initial as me. So if I personally was on the Epstein list, I would have a lot of plausible deniability. Spirit is not on the Epstein list, by the way. I am too poor to be on that list. Also, I have better morals than to be on that list. I should have started with that. Now there's a whole bunch of names just crossed off. Oh my gosh. Redactions. Oh, okay. It's personal contact information. So they don't want you calling people's phone numbers. They're like, here's the name, but don't call the phone numbers because it might fuck with the case if people just start spam calling them. So I understand that. I understand why they would do that. Why they would cover that. I'm not going to be full conspiracy brain like, why are they blacking out their phone numbers? And I'm like, no, because people are going to call them. Then it's going to wind up being like used as like some weird way that a lawyer can defend it. Like, all these people started calling them because the FBI leaked their phone number, and then they wind up getting out of it because American laws, any laws in any countries are weird like that. Especially since I think there's a little bit of privacy you're like legally allowed to have when it comes to these things, and they can't just leak your personal information while doing an investigation. I'm assuming. I'm taking business law 1 in college, so like I don't know any of the laws that revolve these investigations. Well, actually, let's just read the names though. Alright, so here's his contact book. Abby. Abu Salim Joanna, Adam Nick, and Gang Alejandro, Andrew Maggie Clarion John, Ayi Azendine, Alberlamine Rufus and Sally, Aldrich Saffron, Alexander Pam, Allegrani Giacomo. If I'm mispronouncing it, I'm very sorry, guys. Apologies to the people on the Epstein list. Probably don't need to apologize to the people on the Jeffrey Epstein list, but yeah, if I'm mispronouncing it, call me stupid in the comments. Alan, Nick, and Sarah, Althrop Charlie, Alun Jones Carilla, Alun Jones Jeremy, and Deborah. There's a lot of foreign names in here. Holy crap. Alvarez Senior Vincente, Aman Mr. Felipe, Aman Robita Marus, Ansatos Lisa, Anderson Lulu, Appleby Robert and Alex. Appleby? Is that just like the Applebee's managers? Arango Mighty, Arieo Victor, Aaron Joaquin Fernandez, Aaron Fernando, Armstrong Arthur and Kathy, Aaron Henson and Marine, Ash Lorinda, Ashley Allegra Hicks, Ashley Nick and Ari, Asaf Charlotte Victoro, Astor Mr. Simon, Astor Vincent William, Atkin Helene, Atkin Mike and Amel, Azur Jose, Badley Jean, Barthy Peter, Baker Danny, Bakthir Shariar, Balaz Andre, Alec Baldwin? Oh my god, Alec Baldwin. Let's see. For those of you who don't know who Alec Baldwin is, it's this. Oh, he's the guy. I like memory hold him for like a short second because brain damage. But yeah, he's the guy who shot the one lady during shooting of that one movie. Oh my god, he's on the Jeffrey Epstein list. You know, he does look like I don't know. I get that vibe that he's on the Jeffrey Epstein list. He's definitely one of those like very like full of himself like Hollywood big shots. So I'm not surprised. I'm surprised he's like in the contacts name though. Balliol College, Oxford, Bamford George Alice, Bamford Sir Anthony and Lady Seed, Bands Doug, Bannister Clive, Bain and Jevier, Barham Nicholas and Gentero, Barnes Peter, Barnett Craig, Bastone Hillary, Bastone Hillary again, Bastone Tim Nasha, Barmore Lorenzo, Behemoth Lord and Lady, Behemoth the Belmonts. Yo, they're supposed to be hunting the vampires. Who's the Behemoth Lord? Lord Behemoth. Okay. I don't have like a modern. I don't know who the modern Behemoth Lord and Lady is, but they're apparently a very old money family. They are very rich nobles. And if you guys know, like, for a lot of you Americans watching, like, being a noble historically is a huge deal in Europe. That usually means you're just rich. Because when feudalism ended, a lot of those nobles just, instead of using their lordship as their means of power, were like, okay, I still have all the money. So they just bought the land that they were supposed to be lords over. So most people who have a history of being lords are very rich still. Beckwith Tamara, Baisberg Lisa, Benson Stephen. No, not Benson. Benedict Barron, Bargurian Nicholas, Beckman Bill, Bernard Tara, Burchell Martin, Barley Robin. I don't know if the microphone picked up my fart, but I'm not sorry. Bismarck Deli and Bulva Vaughn. Bismarck Vanessa Vaughn. Bison Jean Mark. Behorn Jean Paul. Welcome to Spirit Stream, by the way. You just get farted on. I had 3 people leave. You know, that's fair. That's fair. Black Conrad Bahara. Blacker Blogs Jill Mr. and Mrs. Bellina David. Blair Tony. Wait, Tony Blair? Yo, Tony Blair is on the Epstein list. Yo, he looks like he's doing adrenochrome. 71 and looking like that? Yep, he's eating children. He's eating children. Mike Bloomberg? Yo. Yeah, he just looks like he eats kids. Boardman Samantha, Boardman Serena, Bowden Johnny and Sophie, Bondini Daniel, Bogsing Edward D, Billick Squirt Puri D, Bond Annabelle, Nicholas Bookus, Booth Mark and Lauren, Booth Christina A, Borgie Paulo, Borkel Michael, Bossum Han Bruce and Pelone, Birche Salavini, Borke Rick, Bowles Hamish, Barshini Paridi Fernando, Barshidi Hugo, Brainy Carolini, Brady Miss Kathley and Serge, Barnben? I can't believe Barnben's on the Jeffrey Epstein list. Goddamn Barnben. Brian Toney, Bargadonli Diada, Brandonli Nuo Marie, Brandit Peter, Branson Richard, Barotti Faravio, Broadhurst Julia, Borgally Lewis Abort D, Bonfron Jr. Edgar, Brooks Christopher Amanda, Brooks Miranda, Brown Chris and Alson, Bruce James Lucindia, Brucel Jean D. Luke, Braver Taina, Buck John Julette, Buffet Jimmy and Jane, Bull Barty, Bullock Hemesis and Emma, Burkle Ron, Bernie Mr. Julies, Bertil Martin, Bushel Candidates, Bussin Arky, Bussin, he's Bussin, Butter Charlie, Bolton Terry, Byung Robert, Cadet D. Onion, Ayan, Calicus Jersey, Calden Nicky, Calvo Pierto Mario Ale Arindi, Campbell Roddy, Campbell Alistair, Camerle Ganiano, Cammy? I don't know who Cammy is. Campbell Nomi, Caperla Di Broke Emilio, Candoli Andrew D, Candy Nicholas, Caprice, Carilo Sarah Massaro, Casey William and Karina, Calaboom Camilla, Camry, Caria Barbara, Caruth Sophie, Carvalho, Michael and Charlie, Casagande Guido, Casey Simon, Case George and Pauline, Castina Debbie, Castor Alibi Victoria, Cecil, Mark and Minnie, Cecil, Mark and Minnie again, Cecil Stephenson Aurelia, Cecil Dr. Mark, Serena Fabricio, Ciroli Gun Carollo, Chatwell Vikram, Chavinix Trenton John and Lucy, Shigona Goalina, Shikoga Gio Kunia, Shikola. I'm just gonna skip those. Oh my gosh, these are very Italian or Hispanic. I don't know what kind of names these are. Kelrich Lucinia, Capriti Giuseppe, Solerinos Gustavo and Patty, Sorino Amando, Sorino Istanbul, Cheese John Alice Faye, Camising Gran and Emma, Clave Lucy, Cobb and Larry, Kushina Miss Mandy, Kushin Diet, Kushin Peter, Coleman Joe, Coleridge, Nicholas and Georgia, Colley Jeffrey, Collins Phil, and Oriana. No, not Phil Collins. Don't tell me that's that Phil Collins. Oh my god, all the old celebrities. We're gonna look up Phil Collins. Like, it's a lot of old celebrities. Corder, Rupert, and Camila. Carnivan, Honolulu, Fernando D. Cotoral Harry, Cotoral Marty D. Cowray Marina, Cowray Colin. Krabby Sophie, Querda Alistair, Curry R. Boykin, Cutter Amanda, and Brooks. Dabo Henry and Tatina. Dabo Miss Jennifer, D. Alice E. Carmen, D. Amster, Prince Prire. Oh my god, more princes. They use Jakis de Corsonli, Deborah Amra. A lot of these people, I think they're like foreign nobles. Like, they're old money, rich foreign people. Oh, why so redacted? So it's their like private information and their contact information was redacted, but the actual names are not redacted. So we know who did it, but they're not letting you like call their personal phone number because that could mess with the case. Is what I'm thinking. So it's nothing that would stop the public in knowing like the full story. It's just stuff that would stop the public from interfering with the current case. Because I don't think anybody is going to be throwing a fit that the FBI is like, yeah, this guy did it, but we're not going to give you his personal phone number. De Boric Patrick, De Carbro Millie, De Canet Allen, De Claremont Torani Hermane, De Giorgio Anubuca, De Soto Fernando, De Du Jean and Pauline, De Bocoluca, Del Adam, De Luca Dinah Forward, Chuchununi, Debris Earl, Sinus Cass and Ted, Debris Ross and Jonathan, De Vita Cheryl, Dickinson Debbie, Dickinson Janice, Ditris Mark Anthony and Cad, Dishred Paul and Lura, Debony Jonathan, Diaz, Diniz Pedro, Dixon Alexandra, Diteri Daly, Dolby Alex and Susie, Donnie Alleghera, Dory Dorit, Doss David, and Christy Plunder, Douglas Diana, Dr. Eli Weasel, Drax Jeremy, Dressman Bernard, Driver Mini, Dub Anthony V, Dubbus Peter, Dubin Glenn, Dubin Lewis and Tiffany, Dubbin Peter, Duchess of York, Dutchery Galando Francisco, Dusing Paul, Duke of York, Duber Johnson, Miranda and Steffeth, Dune Griffith, Dune Philip and Dominus, Dung An Duriso Luigi, Dursu John and Cullis, Dizhalburalu Umar, Essanonli Bernie, Ekon Paul, Edsel Lucindia, Edwards, Andrew and Tracy, Eileen Jonathan, Ellis Brian, Ellis Shetz Jonathan and Amanda, Ellingward Charlie and Amanda, Elizabeth. Is that just Elizabeth? Because they're like, yeah, we know it's Queen Elizabeth. Because that'd be a revelation. I don't think they just have her phone number though. Ellibing Eric, Ellingworth, Mr. and Mrs. Elliot Ben, Elliot Gall and Joe Coffery, Ellison, Mandy and Ralph, Elvis Annabelle, Epstein Ed. Okay, there's another Epstein. Urba, Nuna, Esperado, Santo, Manuel, and Ross, Ellising, Jean, Mark, Estrada, Jafal, Christina, Evans, Chris, Evan Hart, Angie, Faber, David, Faber, Sally, and Brooke Johnson, Fabrian, Charlie, Fairfax, The Horn, Rupert, Fairweather, Natasha, Fairweather, Miss Catherine, Fairweather, Ambassador and Lady, Fochthamore, and Mbro, Jasmine, Fockher, Danny and Christine, Falmer, Dreeth, Fala, Miss Christina and John Robe, Falatins, Oliver D, Fanjul, Pepe. No, not Pepe. Pepe's in the Epstein list. Falker, Tredson, Cornelia, Fairly, Fiona, Feckle, Fedric, Spirit. Oh no. Feldrew and Andrew, Felix, Helena, Fel, David and Annie, Farago, Lirano and Beatrice, Furtif, Hugo, Fairy, Brian, Felinas, Martin, Felinas, Ralph, Felinas, Susanna, Pfeiffer, Chuck, Fig, Christopher and Carolite, Fitzcharles, Finkenstein, Howard, Feral Princess, Fisher, Dan, Flick, Mook, Foreman, Bobby and Gillette, Forbes, Zandy, Forbes, Chris, Kip, Astrid, Forbes, Steve and Sabine, Ford, Kelly, Ford, Tom, and Richard Bucky, Foreman, John, Foreman, Jonathan, Forby, Nicola, Forty, Rico and Ali, Fox, Andrew, Fox, William and Lucida, Fraser, Violent, Francisco de la Garda, Mr. Francie, Kathy, Francie, Isabel, Frude, Matthew, Frost, Mr. David and Lady Karina, Frostsmith, Marilla, Fry, Cosmo and Amanda, Furless, Teresa, First String, Hatch and Melina, First Spring, Alex, Alexandria V, First String, Bravo, Nina, Freya, Edwina, Gasili, Galiano, Gasile, Rafano, Galman, Kirky, Gamino, Mario Jr., Garcina, Esteban, Juan, Garcia, Lusamila, Gardner, Adam, Garland, Michael, Granson, Jeremy, Gasper, Nacho, Gall, Harnett, Gary, Tim. Yeah, I rated the Epstein list. Gardini and Jack. Oh yeah, where's the chat box? I'll show you guys. Get the chat box. All right, trying to make sure the chat box works. It is not working. The chat box is not working. Huh, that's weird. Oh, no chat box today. You guys can see the stream on the side anyways. That's weird. I don't know. I'll have to fix that in the settings later. Anyway, back to the Epstein list. Gerter, Eric, Getty, Mark, Getty, Paula and Chris, Gibbs, Emma, Gibson, Shirley, Gaffalin, Andrew, Gifford, Lord and Lady, Gilmore, Andrew and Emma, Ginson, Gary, Jittis, Howard, Gusini, Lucia, Galvano, Mary, Glass, Charlie, Glenthworth, Emma, then Emmy, Gois, Pillar, Goldberg, Ellen, Goldsmith, Isabel, Golikin, Sandy, Gomez, Thomas, Gomi, William and Emma, Gordon, Jacob, Gore, Juliet, Golatileb, Stevie, Golangis, Dimitri, Gabriel, Lorenza, Gaff, Francis, Granby, David, Grange, Jaquis, Grant, Jamie, Grant's Princess, Olaga, Grace, Mick and Payos, Green Deborah, Green Jeremy, Green Judy, Greg, Gordy, and Catherine, Grenfell, Natasha, Griffin's Head, Griscom, Nina, Gross, Bellama, Jimmy, and Frankrit. He's kind of gross, if you know what I mean. Grossman, Lloyd, Gilbertin, Marjorie, Gucci, Tony, Goifton, Christian, Gutierrez, Saloni, and Nicholas, Mary, Maridi, Allison, Gutierrez, Hernandez, Valisa, Guess, Granada, Gibden, Barbara, and Brent, Philly. Yes, Sabria, Guinness, Mr. Hugo, Gussolini, Lucia, Goomberg, Ira, Gutenberg, Susan, and John, Hathan, Dr. and Mrs., Hall, Pippa, not Pippa, Halper and Jen, Hollenbro, Camalinti, Hallman, George, Hamburg, Dana, Hollander, Sharon, Hanfer, Ernest and Chatal, Henson, Brooke, Henson, Lord and Lady, Henson, the Hob, Robert, Hemsburg, Mary, Harvey, Victoria, Harvey, Watt, Isabella, Hamsome, Nick, Hankerfer, Cario and June, Haltifer, Mark D, Harry, and Henry Picara, Hensworth, Reggie, Hesterwell, Lidve, Clary, Marine, Barry, and Suzanne, Henfer, Il Bob, Henson, Lisa, Henson, Mr. Eddie, Helson, Tim Schaefer, Shifter, Helevin, Mary, Herbert, Jason, Hermes, Olga, and Olaf, Herena, Juan, and Helene, Hersoff, Robert, and Kim, Helestini, Mr. and Mrs., Helestini, Mr. and Mrs., Helestini, Mrs. and Bull, Hestelin, Robert, Hicks, India, Hill, Anthony, Hamilton, Howard, Hershish, Jeff, Himson, Robert, and Andrea, Hoffman, Dustin, Hoffman, Haiti, Hoffman, Jessica, Holland, Martin, Ben, Holland, Mr. and Mrs. James, Horny, Adam, and Timothy. I can't believe you're actually reading the criminal documents. Yeah, we're reading the whole thing. The flight logs. We kind of skimmed over the flight logs already, but welcome. We're reading out all the names. Now, I'm gonna iterate in this right now, okay? The names are not an admission of guilt. This just means that Jeffrey Epstein knows their contact information. That doesn't mean he's ever contacted them or worked with them. Honovan, Shant, Howard J. Callan, Haworgo, Lucy Johnson, Husu, Peter, Hunt, Lara, Hunter, Gordon, Kilt, and Georgina, Hunter, Carlton, and Lucerine, Huntsman, John, Mary Kane, Hurd, Nick, and Kim, Hurley, Liz, Hertz, Annie, Hertz, Robert J, Hassan, Ilea, Hussey, Simon, Hertley, Henry, Hutley, Lou, and Edward, Hertley, Mr. and Mrs., Hutton, Lauren, Hims, Lion, Inca, In Charlie, Inzarillo, Gerard J, Ireland George, Irving Edding, Istimal Abdullah, Isham Chris, Jackson, Michael Jackson, no! Michael Jackson's on the Jeffrey Epstein list, no! I was on the side of Michael Jackson being innocent, no! God damn it! Fuck! I'm legit upset because I'm like, oh no, Michael Jackson didn't do it. And now he's on the Epstein list. Fuck! Somebody tell Razor Fist, okay? Razor Fist is very upset. Razor Fist did a whole video about like how Michael Jackson was innocent. Now Michael Jackson's on the fucking Epstein list. I'm so mad. No. Jefferson, Julian, Mick Jagger! Ah! No! Jagger, Haiti, Jake, Jamal, Mohammed, James Sousa, Google Tesla Veil of Invisibility PDF. That's gonna be another episode. This is taking a long time already. Jackal, Linda, Jerky, Nancy, Andrew, Jerky, Nick, Jason, Kandura, Haviler, Jeffries, Tim, Johnson, Richard, and Natalie, Johnson, Lucy, Jones, Ann, and Mick, Josepher, Barry, Jackie, Karila, Killapi, Castifer, Ron, Katz, Anson, Robin, Planet, Katzelina Haru Mark, Keeling Sarah, Kagan Rory, Kadian Amonda, Caden John, Keller Georgial, Kellett Frizz, Caroline, Kempson, Leo, Arthur, and Gerald. Yeah, there's been a couple of names, but a lot of them are just foreigners. I think a lot of them are like European lords and like rich people from other countries that he's bringing. Because Jeffrey Epstein was. So my theory is Jeffrey Epstein dealt with a lot of politicians. So it's a lot of small-time politicians and a lot of old money people who are going with Jeffrey Epstein. I think the P. Diddy stuff is going to reveal the celebrities and more of the American stuff. So I think the P. Diddy files actually have a bigger thing than the Jeffrey Epstein files are going to have. Because P. Diddy mainly messed with Americans. Well, Jeffrey Epstein had a lot of foreign assets, is what my theory is. Kennedy Ethel, Kennedy Joe, Kennedy Sr. Edward, Christopher Soul, Kayette Anthony, Jenna and George, Kid Gemma, King Abby. Corrine Taylor, Charlie and Helene, Karen Taylor, Peter, Kissinger, Dr. Henry A., Clee, Rupert, and Shirley, Kishish Jonathan, I think that's what it says. Kosh David, Koshi Astrid, Kolik Bobby, Kosid Alec Vaughn, Karez Anna, Korith Karen, Carvin, Kudru Alistair, Lal Dalamal, Lalorsers Demetra, Lambert Christopher, Lambert David, Lambert Edward, Labus Duff and John, Lang Charlie, Lange Deliter, Larson Janet, Larry Jonathan, Lavala Laura DB De, Lawford Christopher and Jean, Lawton Paul, Larizer Christophine and Marie, LeBon Simon and Jasmine, Lefeur Jean Uvez, Lee Marg Willie, Lee Pires, Leeds Jeffrey, Liffercourt Jeffrey, Lester Dominic, Levine Philip, Lyman Doug, Lindemann Barrett Sullen and Roger, Lindemann Adam and Elizabeth, Lindemann George Sir Fariza, Lindsay and Alec Jacqueline, Lindsay Luridic, Lindsay Blake, Lindsay David, Lugaso Rabis, Lister Paul, Linus Ariette, Locasto Robert, Lobed Alex, Lonzelal Richard, Lorzin Eververine, Lorder John and Lottery, Lothan Guy J, Love Courtney Love? Courtney Love? Oh no. No. I don't know who Courtney Love is. Oh, yeah, this crazy chick. Yeah, she's the one who had the decapitated head of Donald Trump, isn't she? No, that's not the one. Who's the one who had the decapitated head of Donald Trump? Okay, she hates Trump. All right, I'm really bad with celebrities. I don't know a lot about celebrities. Stream the above PDF. I might do that later, but today we're doing Jeffrey Epstein, and this is already taking a very long time. Loa, Ivana, Lloyd, Mark, Lucis, Colin, Mark Curl, and Earl, Macmillan, Dave, and Bella, Maginer, Urasi, Margreen, Jennifer, Martha Govani, Matheny Scene, Mahler, Michael, Mila, Joseph, Milik, Harry, and Didi, Magina, Michael, Malina, Maria, McKin, Shirley, and Tony, Milicanor Dark, Mr. Philip, McConley, John, Madison, Peter, Manfredini, Alessandro, Mangan, D. Eddie, Manners Miss Lucy, Manners Teresa, Manzarino, Jose Luis and Alexandra, Map and John, Margolis, Eric, Margolis, Stephen, Alyssa, Marco, Millie, and Pia, Marshy, Jeremy, Martyr, Astrid, Martyrier, Astrid, Peter Martins, Marzu, Matteau, Marcin, Christopher, Massimo, Parissimi, Matt and Carolina, Martavin, Catalin, Martavin, Bezzo and Karina, Martavin, Carlos, Martavin, Man Lonely, Martavin, Mr. Bluey, Martavin, Nicholas, Barbara, Maxwell, Lawrence, Mrs. Zany, Maxwell, Madela, Christine, Maxwell, Debbie, Maxwell, Dr. and Mrs. Phillip, Maxwell E, Maxwell, Ian and Tara, Maxwell, Isabel, Maxwell, Kevin and Pardarma, Maxwell, Marcilla, Maxwell, Mr. John, Mazadif, Yassi, Mazzaluni, Matro, Mick Alinor, Mick Alpine, Alistair, and Romney, McDonald, John McDonald's! No, not the man who invented McDonald's by putting burger inside a burger. McFarland Anthony, Mackenzie Raymond, McClancy Cass, McLean Shannon, McCullen Jock in Peru, Mr. Todd, Mazzadoni Neil, Merzini Kethard, Marcin Guy and Carolee, Mervie, Austin Bruce, Mermagan, Mr. Jonathan, McCuff Justin, McCuff Merlene and Julian, McCuff Julian Malini, McCaffley, Justin and Joanne, Metz Robin, Mever Tony, Mecathoth of Fev and John, Michelani Julana, Mickford Heaven George and Claire, Mickford Heaven Sarah, Miller Nicole and Kim Lappy, Miss Cheryl, Minute Charlie and Belle George, Mitten Susan, Mr. Kevin. No, not Kevin! Kevin, what the fuck? Kevin! Kevin's on the Epstein list. Holy shit. And he was just streaming Cookie Clicker last night. Muftafri Dalina, Makana CCO, Mockton Rosa, Monty Kyle and Mr. Charlie and Kit, Modester Kaiser, Montini Ricardo, more Deborah, more Juliet and Chris, more McGoffrey, more Stevenson, more Nick and Lucy, Mortimer, Gigi and Averdale, Morton Peter, Morton Robert, more Kuva Ian, Moran O'Donnell, Mordosh Robert, Murray Philip Kate, Murray Phillipson and Mr. and Mrs., Murray Telepin, Murray Jean Pierre. Oh my god, thank you, Bill Murray's not on the list. Nadir Emmanuel, Nigel Adam, Nagel William, Nardi Dolph McJuppel, Nassari Jillian Alex, Narjari Gistala, Nell Andrew, Newman Hetty, Newman Mr. and Mrs. Johnson, NG Clive, Narcos Constantine, Nickerson, William, and Jane, Nishu, Yoshi, Noel Alex, Noel Hans Thomas, Noel Vincina, Noel Casilla, Nolan Tim, Nuttall Harry, O'Donnell, Mr. Carrillo, O'Neill Lewis, Otis Simon, Otis Tom, Ojora Yunkuza, Olin Camille, Omar Ralph, Ong Bias and Christina, Ong Misselina, Openham, Mr. Leron, Openham, Mrs. Mandela, Orchard Van, Edward, Katie, Orlando Fabrice, Osborne, Rachel, Oswald William and Arbella, Otto Bio and Ed Vengeance, Owen Emmons, Tom and Kate, Oxenberg, Christina McYagi, Piney, Nicole, Palu, Marcia, Palmer, Tominskin, Tara, Palumbo, Mr. James, Palumbo, Peter, Panaza, Izari, Nardur, and Brigidi, Prank, Miss Victoria, and Albie Carto, Parker, Jackie, Parsons, Carolina, Pashin, Elsine, Partial Joel, Partial Stacy, Pastrama, Andrus, Partikoff, Alan and Sasan, Paulson, John, Pavasili, Kazmili, and Ricardo, Pearson, Han Charles, Peace, Simon and Shum, Perdoni, Lozereni, Perdini, Tito, Parker, Marcius, Pelise, Harleen, Panel, Mark, Persini, Ronald, Persini, Hazelis, Peters, John, Peterson, Holly, Peterson, Ricky, Fam, Lunshin, Dan, Andrew, Piscaro, Oliver, and Alice, Pistardo, Michael, Pissenberg, Jang, and William, Pigolini, Fernancio, Pigolini, Dream, Pittman, Bob, and Virginalini, Pittman, Sandy, Pelipper, Richard, Pulford, Dane, Dennis, Parfurdi, Jess, Free, Polk, George, Poli, and Randall, Polu, Emerisulu, okay, I can't read that. Polu, Isabella, Polu, Clarley, Porin, Ivan, Svek, Porter, Pini, Port Hall, Emerilini, Port Hall, Mr. and Mrs., Port Hall, Pascal, Port Hall, Remy and Isabel, Porter, Matterel, Porter, Muffy, Piercing, Elisarina, Porfis, Carlarini, Prince Charles. Prince Charles? Oh my god, it's just Prince Charles. Oh my god. Price Judy, Princess Everiel, Prickster Nick, Prickster Thomas, Prop Rodney, Pursuer Tristany, David Doss, Pushi Landumia, Puka Mark, Pukig Taria, Puopolo Sonia, Putman David, Piemont Chris, Quatusia Alvin, Quinn Trooper, Rachel Nicholas, Raswell Charlie, Rankin Mr. Gavin, Ramport Don, Razuri Isabel, Ryan's Patty, Ryan Den Katie, Reno Michael, Reno Miguel, Razia Ali, Robert Nick Rebecca Williams, Ritson Thomas Rupert, Rivers John, Robert Joseph and Jill, Roberts Deb, Robert Mr. Ando, De Maya, Robin, Robinski Casa / Pod, Robinson Lowe and Lisa Shields, Rock Savage David, Rody Bill, Rofali Gal, Ronson Lisa, Ronson Mr. and Mrs. Gerald, Rose, Wendy and Joe, Rose Charlie, Boulder, Amanda, Rose and Andrew, Rose and Dennis and Sylvia, Rose and Shunt, Mrs. Claudia, Rosenfield Donald, Rosenstein Bob, Rosenthal Jane, Rose Peter and Thomas Northine, Rothschild Jessica, Rothschild Hannah, Rosenberg Rich, Rotherwick Tamina and Robin, Rothschild Edward D, Rothschild Elvin D, Ramuga Caroline, Rosen Hannah Lucinda, Russell Natalie, Rundrick Della, Rusi Michael, Rust Maria and Ian, Rust Alton, Ruster Duke and Duchess, Rittenberg, Eric and Puri, Rivadar, Mr. Nicholas, Sacco Amy, Sanchez Jeffrey, Safra Edmund, Safra Wayne, Said Wayfick, Sandbury, Mr. Jamie, Salaman, Eric. I gotta remember to breathe in between these. Oh my god. Salidsman as Elizabeth, Samus, Mia, Salander, John and Corey, Sanger, Guy and Fee, Sanger, Mr. Bean, Santo, Domingo, Julio, Mario, Santo, Mr. and Mrs. Esperillo, Sod, Prince Solomon, Cereba, Randall, Saturiti, Juan Miro, Schaefer, Helen and Tim, Seabag, Montefori, Simon and Senta, Celerine, Christine, Sodrit, Isabel D, Body, Benny, Shad, Brenda, Sharir, Andrew, and Angie, Shore, Chris, and Monura, Shiver, Bobby, Shiver, Maria, Schutzer, Susie, Sigil, Peggy, Sigil, William, Bill, Sugarheart, William, Silver, Ron, Silverman, Nancy, and Harry, Simon, Bren, Silman, Kareth, Sophie, Cindy, Rena, Sammy, Slayton, Bobby, Smith, Osborne, Smith, Peterson, Nona, Smith, James, Savannah, Maria, Somez, Robert, and Millie, Sombrino, Esperanza, Solomon, Andrew, Peter Soros, Soto Fernando D, Soto Jamie Miranda D, South Hamilton, Sorzo Carlos, Kevin Spacey, no! Squire Hugo, St. Burris Edward, Sambury Carrillo, Starku, Sudbury Thomas, Stency Chris, Stifer Jemry, Steinkampf Chris and Nina, Steingel Andrew, Steingel Rick and Mari, Starine Allison and Leonard, Stevens Michael, Stopford Stackfield Shirley and something. Starcher Kate, Suzanne Stewart, Sunley Mr. James and Amanda, Sutherland Harry, Stevenson Peter, Swire Sophie, Swire Hugo, Swire Jenny, Swire Mark, Skies Lucy Edwin, Taffany Paul, Tabert Carmi and Christina, Taki, Talbert Williams, Simon, Tang, Mr. David, Lucy Wastning, Tate Rupert, Tubin Alford, Tubin Bobby, Tafferolis, Mr. Billy and Nickett, Tafferolis Peter, Tyler Emmy, Tyler Felicia, Tyler Panamalia, Tyler Sestaban, Tyler Julian Elliott, Tannenbaum Harry, Tenderbury Fabrici Eduardo, Taylor Barris Fernicia, Theodorely Catherine, Tolshis Morgans, Tolisis Paola, Thompson Barnaby, Tish David, Tish Mary and Jimmy, Tish Annie and Andrew, Titu Pupalu Sonia, Todd Hunter Emily Olympus, Tolinano Ingando Alvarez D, Tolman B, Tolman Barrett, Tolman Mr. and Mrs., Tolman Sari and Gavin, Tolman Wayne, Tube Victoria Basson, Tracy Phillip, Trump Blaine and Robert, Trump Ivana, Trump Ivanka, Ivanka Trump. She's on the Jeffrey list. Trump, Robert, and Blaine. Trucker Chris. Donald Trump is not on the Jeffrey Epstein list, but Ivanka and Ivana Trump are. Interesting. Take that with whatever political thing you want, because this is not a political channel. I try to stay away from politics. I say as I'm reading the Jeffrey Epstein list. But yeah, Trump's not on the list, but his wife is apparently. Now, just telling you guys, it does not mean that they're guilty or innocent. It just means that Jeffrey Epstein has their contact info. So Trump, Robert and Blaine, Tucker Chris, Turlington, Christine, Turnbull, Grover, Charles, Turner, Jeremy, Turner, Miles, Cresswell, Tyson, Chessie, Forsina, Orbola, George, Van Hasbella, Ira, and Linda, Van Juan, Sophie, Van Williams, Strutzaby, Vansary, Martin, Villises, Parstila, Vernon, Julia, Vernon, Mullet, Annie, and JP, Vernus, Jenny, Villery, Carmi S, Villara, Jaquez, Villandana, Amorali A, Vittorli, Dartmako, Villas Martizini, Vitos Patrick, Vitos Vanik, Vivian Smith Charles, Von Hansberg, Francisa, Von Hasty, Britannia, Waschmeister Eric, Wagner David, Wainwright Rupert, Waski Sam, Wallace Mike, Walters Barbuda, Ward Kevin, Warner Ozzy, Wineford Davis Miss Wendy, Wasserman Casey and Laura, Wassong David, Wastinge Lucy, Waterman Facili, Watson Victoria, Webb Victoria, Wilden Lord, Weinberg Jason, Weinstein Bob, Weinhurt Herbert, Weinster Ruth Doctor, Weinsman Miss Lally, White Somorus, White Victoria, White Michael, White Organa Victoria, Whiteworth Allen and Wendy, Weil Jim, Weinberg Arenona and Mark, Weisel Dr. Eli and Maurician, Wigman Lilol and Lida, Wigman Lilon, Williams, Alexandria, and Nick, Williams, Ellis David in Serena, Willis Rebecca, William Sitwell Alex in Fee, Wilson Carter, Grazut Manfield, Winster Tyler Tim and Helen, Win Steve, Winston Elizabeth, Whippy George, Wooliper Carl, Wong Andy, Wong Theodore, Woodrill Timmy, Woods Emily and Carrie, Woodwill Alexandria, Woodward Sean and Camellia, Worcester Mark and Markov, Wyatt Jim, Wyatt Steve and Kaiti, Yaman Mai, Yaridi Zoguhul, Yetis Andrew Piggy, Young Toby, Youngster Tracy and Lee Gregg, Yoguslava Dimitri, Yoguslava Prince Michael of blank, Yoguslava Sarge D, Zax Gordon, Zales Alexi, Zangrillo Pace and Rob, Zari Walid, Zacher Babi, Admiran, Zeph Mark, Zeller John, Zevi, Dino and Rossi, Zikara Bettman, Zip Brand, 65th Street. I don't know what that means. I think they forgot to do his the last of his address. Delaney Ryan, Jeff Scott, Joseph and Flora Rudinia, Kellen Sarah, Kelly Bryan, Maxwell Gliss. Oh, 65th Street has to be like, this is like a different part of the book. I think this is like the people who are actually operating the events, because there's Ghislaine Maxwell. Yeah, just Ghislaine Maxwell. So I think these are like the actual operators instead of the customers. Militroth, Alendria, Arizona, Aspen Club, Our Bar, Rudia, Rebel Air Hotel, Tony Kithy Garage, America, Beverly Hills Hotel, Beverly Wilshire, Bice, Bullicket, Bond Street, Clary, Christmas, New York, Chapel Downtown, Coffee Shop, Cool, Bing, Conan Gibby, Cook. Who is Cook? Cook is very, very conspicuous. Duart Hati, Cuisine of India, Exit House, Delamode, Esta, Dovies, Exercise in New York, Eileen, Four Seasons, Electrosis, Four Seasons Hotel, Eleanor's Restaurant, Four Seasons Restaurant, Myers, Westwork, Nicholas, Opa, Peninsula Hotel, Puri Hotel, Plaza, Anthony Hotel, Providence Restaurant, Riz Colton, Ryland, Seti Mezzo, Shores Repair, Shutters on the Beach, Shulby's, St. Regis Hotel, Stanpuni Hotel, Sunset Marquee, Tao Restaurant, Taylor, the Great American Health Bar, Lowell, the Westbury. Tickets, Trebisia Grill, Two Bunch and Palm, Waterfront Deserta, West Spy Hotel. Brazil? Brazil is involved in the Jeffrey Epstein Files? Holy shit, guys. Oh my god, Brazil. Celie C. Salzman, going to Mario Sir, Ricardo Entertainment, Anubis, Anstipus, Biderbun, Settlement Club, Daphne Foxtrot, Oscar, Harry's Bar, Marcus Club, Namlong, Nick Celeste, Pasteline, Valerine, San Lorenzo, Scandalous, Tramp, Finance, Bearstein, Centris, Central Bank, Colonial Bank, NatWest, Nationwide, PB National, France, Elis Azadine, ATT Access, Brizzle Hotel, Cab Brew, Cabinet Nightclub, Car Rental, Trousseau de la Mesure, Chisdens, Chiseleford, Epstein Jeffrey, again. Esperine Marie Joseph, Gerald, Hotel Corinne, Hotel Raphael, Junot Philippi, Le Amin, Le Arc, Le Apogee, Le Muret, Le Posti, Le Gurini Betty, Lawyers, Le Telephone, Livona, Maid, Message, Paris, Melly, Mr. and Mrs. Ati Cynthia Claudia, Pinto Alberto, Plaza Anthony Paris, Restaurant Takeouts, Restaurants, Riz Paris, River Cafe, Tenny Lewis, Taxi Bus, Taxis, Ballures, Villery Corna Vincent, Hotels, Bursley Hotel, Blakers, Carter Tower, Carter Gardenias, Carlaverna House, Carter. Okay. list of hotels. I'm not going to name every hotel. Island, Air Center Helicopter, Christopher Taxi, Sinks Madison, Epstein Jeffrey, Hops and Paul, Message, A Island, Mosi Bryant, Roberts Teresa, Ramulas Daniel, Sanchez Carlos, Tropical Shipping, Water Taxi, Enshid Alicia, Envani Dude Efret, Gil Avi, Gutman Eric, Jerusalem Hyatt, Nemi Yuffer, Omer Ebert, Italy, Torna di Pisa, Train Info, Jeffrey, Alistair, Frederick, Fred and Kath, Ali, Anderson, Eva, Archer Bill, Alan, Linda, Barbara Prince, Brandberg John, Barak Ether, Barrick Tom, Barrett Anthony, Barrett Jonathan, Barrett Beck Jerry, Benamur Albert, Blatty Harmstrom Sophie, Borgen Nadia, Black Leon, Boren David, River Kelly, Brown Coco, Bushman Research, Butler Evian Newark, Campos Michelle, King Jimmy, Shuthu Salas, Daniel, Divison Daly, Delson George, Debris Catherine, Desheritz Allen, Fenman Gerald Doctor, Eagle Don, Epstein Portables, Epstein Jeffrey, Epstein Mark, Epstein Paula, Fredris Andrew, Frankris Jonathan D, Federal Express, Foster Taylor, Yanni Eric, Gelman Murray, Gelman Kenneth, Glick Howard, Gold Bob, Goodman Bob, Gray Vicky, Jurazin Savanina, Gugmenthel Eileen, Harold Moulton, Hassini Jenna, Hans Hedberg, Gregory and Margaret, Hallie Paula, Hunter Joey, Indike Darren K, Insurance Office Central, Isaac and Walter, James Randy, Jemple Marriott, Jericho Gloria, Jerko Henry Doctor, Jonathan Off Palma, Johnson Lily, Johnson Elizabeth, Ken Sen John, Kessler Jack, Kenser Christina, Cosman Steve, Carrie Henry, Lang Adam Perry, Litch Robin, Lissy Nick, Lopez Bruchedez Cindy, Lindbergh Mark, Lieutenant Melandina, Mast Industries Melania, McKillen C. Thomas, McKillen Thomas C. Meister Robert, Merritt Jerry, Medicine Mark, Mincy Murray, Mitchell David, Mitchell Senator George, Morrison Larry, Martha Nathan, N.A. Property Incorporated, New Alberni Country Club, Newcomb Timothy W. Tim, Newson Larson Issit, Newark Martin, Ottoman Bob, Owen Marty Salamina, Oviez Michael, Parker Mark, Pangano Joe, Perliman Ishlak, Pete, Phillips Lisa, Pilot Information, PVR Stewart, Puri Dara, Quinn Thomas H, Ronnery Lewis S, Ronzek Ed, Rockefeller David, Rogers Dave, Rockasuri Henry, Ross David, Rickson Sporting, Sachs Oliver Doctor, Schaefer Stan, Sanchez Jeffrey, Solarit Douglas A, Shadow Monty, Schaefer David, Cinder Richard, Laura and Yorkie, Solomon Melissa, Sowell Dottie, Spectre Warren, Stacy Jess, Stark Carly, Steele Kim, Stein Andrew, Stock Ann, Stone Linda, Stroll Lawrence S, Tuffena Craig, Tabison Larry, Tootsie Bob, Trump Donald, Trust Mark. Oh, there is Donald Trump in the Jeffrey Epstein list. Okay. Tuckerman Steve, Uglin Peg, UPS, Viacus Tony, Viscori Larry, Witcher Linda, Y Francis, Waller Alex. You know, his name's probably like to play on fucking Trump's court. He did list a lot of hotels, so it's probably he got Trump's number, but like through the hotel system and not like Trump as a customer, because I think the first list was customers and this is just like local hotels and whatnot. If I was going to play the devil's advocate for Donald Trump. Willier Alexander, Worshi Tristalina, Wang Becker Victoria, Wexner Flight Department. Wexner-less. 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 White House. White House. Just the White House. Wow. They have the White House in their contact information. That's interesting. Very interesting. Whitehead Jim. Wolmerg Herb. Zuckerman Mort. Jeffrey 71st, Brennett Richard, Balkan Maga, Epstein Jeffrey, Foolish Gary Burga, Vanillin Joe, Gaston Steve, Gracias Martopoulos, Hamburg Sue, Miller Charles, Sowers Tom, Port Telephones, Tillenberg Brent, Kenya, Maguthar Club, Kintaran, Airport Transfers, Charlie, Chelsea Police Station, Coles Allen Drivers, Antwerp is a Harris Source, Harrods Limited, Harvey Nicholas, Holland in Holland, Jackson Stons, John Hobbits LT, La Famigela, Martin Tim, Debris Stewart, Martini Message UK, Maxwell Glistine, Mini Cabs, Nagas Head, O'Neill Nessa, Opening Outrid Anthony, Police 24 Hours, Range Rover, Ray Johnson, Stitchcraft, Tobus Maxine, Unlisted London, Yara, Medical, Brennan Doctor, Berman Doctor, Chris Chiropractor, Cope Bruce, Dr. Bruno. I think this is just his doctors. Dr. Dean Kalakos, Dr. Farkas, Dr. Ray, Dr. Kunsum, Dr. Shamolny, Ear Conning, Grayer, Dr. Jr., Hoshfield, Dr. Ishmael, Kent Sood, DVM, Kusmans, Dr. Michael, Lee Doctor, Lister Hospital, Mangini Doctor, Medical, Medlink Emergency, Meltzer Doctor, Muncie Dr. Bruce, Oxford Health Plans, Prudenial, Steinen Doctor, Steinberg Esther Doctor, Tom Maggie, Victor Steve Doctor, Weidnick Wine, PB Doctor, Bard Dr. Perry, Barker's the Chris Chiropractor, Cleaners, Witness. They're a witness? Why does it say witness and it's circled? What does cleaners mean? Why is interesting. Creative Custom Swimwear, Delavidodon, Driver PB, Epstein Jeffrey, Gain Christopher Witness. That's interesting. I think that's the FBI circling them as a witness and not Jeffrey Epstein. Goldman Francis, Goldman Grade, Merritt Bill, Message Florida. Yeah, I think these pen marks are like the FBI's notes. Michael Sally, AR, Mike Puleno, Morgan's Larry, Police PB, Palmer Helicopter, Stockman Allen, The Vet, The Ranch, Ellis Friedman, Gumby Malcolm, Gron Lemrian Pereira, Matterson Scott and Sarah Nurse, Matterson Scott and Sarah, Matterson Scott and Sarah, Marinia Bob, Moss Bryman, / Corellian Coleman, Nessun Mari, Oliver Keth, Onowiki Randolph, Ord Robert, Paul Cox, Peters and Peters, Poster Samuel, Pox and Felix, Shaw Derek, Shelby Aboff, Tony Busby, Travis Paul, Turturi Jim, White Justin, Pierre Jerome, Scotland Yard, the South Ken, the Home Office, Switzerland, Bristol Hotel, the Corvini Club, Steffery, Aria Listing, Air France, Air Hesson, American Airlines, American Express, AT&T, British Airways, Critkiar, Concord Tickets, Continental Airlines, Delta Airlines, Delta Dash, DHL Courier, Flight Options, Flyaway, Frequent Flyer Clubs, Giorno Jr., Mario B, Helicopters, Hickory Ellen, Immunization, Kent Geoffrey, London Airways, Lonsdale, NetJets, Nearly Day, Northwest Airlines, Omar Phone, Pisa Brothers, Plane Charter, Pelium Travel, Raytheon Travel Air, Red Carpet Losing Company, Sapphire Travel, Sophier's Travel, Sprint, SR Reservations, Stevens East Travel, Consular Ito Travel, Constellators, TBA, United Airlines, USA International, Virgin Atlantic Airways, Jeffrey Epstein, Haley Sinan, Kelly Joseph, Kelly Gray, King Bruce, King Rhonda, Message, New Mexico, Richard Bill, Santa Fe Institute, Singlington Dr. and Mrs., Alboof Shelley, Corey Dick, Dom Sam, Hatsuana Emily Place, Il Cantori, Il Tree Marie, Isabel's, Jordi Nuit, Karen Pets, Klinger Gregoret, Lee Club, Lee Compensor, Lowell Hotel, Madison Gourmet, Madison Towers, Madry Lee, Mark Hotel, Message California, Mayfair Regret, McMullen Patrick, McCooler Kellen, Morgan Hotel. Let me making sure I'm not getting any messages on Discord for people who want to hop into the stream. None of my friends, I stream the entire Jeffrey Epstein list, and none of my friends pop in and say hello except for Jess. Okay, Jess is the real one. Okay, they're probably sleeping. I wake up way earlier than the rest of my friends, and my hours are ahead of them because I live in the Midwest. Mayfair Regiment, McCollin Patrick, Mercer Kitchen, Morgro Hotel, Mr. Chow. A lot of blank stuff, a lot of handwritten stuff. Ooh, let's see. Important email and addresses: Jeffrey Epstein, Gliswell Maxwell, Tim Newcomb, Charlie Palmer, Job Pogamo, Christopher Ferdrich Driver PB, Scarrett Secure Personal Escorting, Mr. Bork Ether, former Prime Minister of Israel on Jeffrey Epstein Polonos, Jason W.C. Bruno, Scout for Young Females, and Kevin Models. Karen Models. Wow. Just straight up said scout in quotation mark for young females. Wow. Oh my god. They finally just said it. You know, this was just kind of like a contact list, and then they're just like, yeah, he's a scout for young females. Just these are the important names. David Cook, who is a witness. I don't know if these are the FBI's notes or Jeffrey Epstein's. This is the list of victims, and obviously they're going to redact the victims' names because I don't think the victims want their names out there. That's fair. That's fair in my book. I know a lot of people want very much transparency, but I think when it comes to the victims' names of something like this, I'd rather not know. And I think everybody involved would rather not know the victims, except for the people who want to go and hunt them down. But that is the entire Jeffrey Epstein list. I think I don't know what else to talk about. I got a pretty lively audience right now. I don't know if you guys want to hang around a little bit more or talk about what this means. There's definitely a long list of names. I do believe not all of these people are guilty. A lot of them are hotels that Jeffrey just happens to go to. I don't think these hotels are a part of a mass operation. There's definitely people involved in an operation, but I don't think the hotels are this... I don't think every hotel in the world knows what's going on. They're just housing a guy, and Jeffrey Epstein has their main number saved because he goes to these hotels a lot because he travels a lot. And I don't think the hotels are tracking who comes, who he's trafficking through them, because I don't think a hotel has the logistics to get the IDs and tracking where all these people are going. So definitely not everyone's guilty. I know I've been making jokes throughout this whole stream that some people did it, but they are still innocent until proven guilty in the court of law. So definitely there's something. You're there's eyes on you if your name is on this list. There's definitely people who are going to be asking some questions, and you're probably not going to have a good time because you're going to wind up in court for a lot of this stuff. But I can't just straight up say that they're guilty because they're innocent until proven guilty. Some people I think is more likely to have done it than others. But there is a lot of but there's a lot of names, as you can tell. This is 224 pages of just straight up names. Actually, the names start at page 123, so it's about 100 pages of names that we just read over. The rest is just flight logs, and the flight logs are not very well written, and they don't really give us as much information as the actual name book. But I think if you have a name and your name is on the flight logs, that puts you in a lot more suspicious territory than Jeffrey Epstein just having your phone number. Because there's a lot of people who probably just asked their phone number and he's just like, yeah, I can get you some good deals, and the people backed out, but Jeffrey still has their phone number. But that's just how I'm seeing it. Tell me what you guys think in the comments. If you're watching this as a video later, I'm gonna definitely make a video of just the list. But you guys have a wonderful day. Stay safe out there. And I hope the victims do find peace and justice from what they've had to go through. All right. You guys go do something else.